Hello, everybody. This is Angel Arts, and welcome to another interview with my upcoming Pokemon Tabletop campaign. I am joined here with Library of Alexandria, also known as Ella.
Hi,
Hello, Ella. Thank you for joining us today. It's good to see you again.
it's good to see you too.
Thank you. All right. Well, Ella, let's just dive right into the questions, shall we? Ella, tell us, what is it about the Pokemon universe or franchise that you are passionate about?
It makes me feel closer to my family. I didn't realize this until thinking about it for the audition, but I realized that it kind of just brings me closer to my family. My brother doesn't, I can't really communicate with him very well, but he watches a lot of like old Pokemon episodes, so it's nice to bond with him on that level. And plus, my mum was into Pokemon Go for when it came out for a little while, and because it reminded her of me, so it's like, oh, okay, I'll get into this for a little while.
That's super sweet. That is an answer that nobody has given me yet. That is super sweet. Thank you. I love that. What is it about tabletop gaming that you are passionate about?
Um, just like the fun of it, the freedom of choice, and like the friendships you can make from it. It's great.
Why do you believe that you are a good person to play with, or a good player to play with?
I have a lot of experience in role playing games, and not Pokemon specifically, but I'm willing to learn and ready to have fun.
Ella, what do you believe, if you are chosen for this campaign, what do you believe is going to be your biggest challenge as a player, and how do you hope to overcome this challenge?
Uh, Probably just getting like a little bit stressed out or like nervous because yeah, I'm a bit of nervous wreck sometimes, but I have my ways of coping. Chai tea and some relaxing songs.
Okay. And Ella, just because I think this is an appropriate question for me to ask you, you have auditioned before last year, so I guess I want to ask you is how do you felt you've grown? How do you felt you've grown or improved since the last time you auditioned last year?
I'm not waving my arms everywhere on camera. Oh my gosh, I was waving my arms so much in the last interview.
I thought that was endearing personally. That's just my opinion. I thought that was, but anyway, anything else besides that?
Yeah, I was in a campaign online with Yi and Christian,
Hmm.
like, and so I got a lot more experience with like online role playing, like how that works. So I learned a lot.
Okay, awesome. Great. And I have one more out of character question. So, Ella, as you know, one of the unique parts about this campaign this year is that you will be able to not only role play one character, but two characters because you'll play your own character plus somebody else's Pokemon. So, my question is um, what non legendary Pokemon would you want to be in the Pokemon universe if you could be any Pokemon, non legendary?
Pretty easy, Eevee.
And why would you like to be an Eevee?
That's because they have such potential to like to go so many different directions, and they're my favorite Pokemon. So
Just for my curiosity, which evolution is your favorite?
Leafeon,
Leafeon. Is there any
I
particular
like grass
reason?
type.
You like
I
grass
like
type?
grass types.
Gotcha. Awesome, awesome. Great. Okay, Ella. So now we're going to move on to the in character role playing part of the interview. So we let us pretend hypothetically, this is not canon, that your character Naussica or Noire is applying for either a job or a program of some sort. And in order to apply for this job or program, she needs to go through a hiring agency. What hypothetically kind of job or program do you think she would apply for?
She probably would apply for a like a cafe job
Okay.
because
It's
Yeah.
like waiting tables. Is that kind of that kind of thing,
Yeah,
or
like waiting tables and like making little coffees and stuff. 'Cause-
okay, perfect, perfect, cool. So, let's say that Noir, um, she finds this opportunity online, and she reads that in order to get this job, to apply this job, she has to go through the hiring agency, and it requires an in-person screening process. So you go over to the agency in person. The double doors slide open. The facility itself is very new. It's kind of sterile, I guess, except for the fact that there are tons of posters, inspirational banners that's saying you too can get your own dream job, and there might be a bulletin board where you can pin up, um, the community can pin up job listings and things of that nature. And there's a guy at the front desk. You approach him and you hand in your paperwork. He gives you a look up and down with your paperwork, and he says, cafe job, is it?
Yeah, just that's what I know.
He says, sounds good. Good luck to you. And he takes a stamper and he puts a stamp onto your paper, and he hands the paperwork back to you. And he says, all right, Miss Sinclair, this is what we need you to do. If you would please walk down the hall that way, and he points to a direction. You please report to room 797, where Madame Vu will do your screening.
Okay, Madame Vu. I'll remember that. Thanks.
Oh, one more thing, he says as you are about to leave. He says, just to give you a fair warning, this whole screening process, it's sort of new for our facility, for our program. We're just trying it out for the time being. So it might be a little unorthodox, but my suggestion to you, my recommendation is just go with it.
I'm pretty used to that. And she'll walk off and she'll probably look at one of those like get your dream job things and like
Mm-hmm.
roll her eyes. It's like, yeah, like if
Okay. So she walks down the hall. She passes by several rooms. Finally, one room does catch her eye, and this room has on the door, like masking taped on the door, is this folder similar to the type of folder you would find in a filing cabinet. And it has the number 797 written on the folder, and it's taped to the door. However, the tape is starting to fall off. The folder is like hanging a little bit on its edge. And you can kind of see that right behind the folder is a nameplate that says janitor.
oh, I had worse jobs. And she'll like tell him kinetically just like fix up the poster a bit and like reapply the tape. So she doesn't have to touch it and
Yes,
go
you'll
in.
telekinetically do that, reapply the tape, and once you get closer to the door, something comes over you. You have I want to call it "That's So Raven" movement, if you know what I'm talking about. You sort
Yeah.
of not, you don't see a vision or anything, but what you do is you have a sense of some sort of psychic energy coming from behind the door. A very peculiar bit of psychic energy. You can't quite measure how much or how strong it is, but it's peculiar.
I guess she'll knock on the door and go, hello, Madame Vu.
Yes, yes, in a muffled voice behind the door. Come in, darling, come in. I have been expecting you.
Since this woman probably psychic, she's gonna like open the door with her hands, just by her side with her
You open
minds.
the you open the door telekinetically, and the door swings open. You immediately, as you enter into the room, you smell. It's not off-putting, but it is a strong smell of incense burning, and the room is dimly lit. And right in front of you, past the door that you just opened, is this beaded curtain. And the woman says, "Impressive. I sense another psychic coming through the door. We don't get very many of you."
There's not many of us around. I'm presuming from your energy, you are one?
She says, "You presume correctly. I see that you also have a little bit of the mind's eye. Quite a bit. But don't be shy. From one psychic to another. Come in, come in. Have a seat."
She'll wander in and have a seat.
All right, you'll part through the beaded curtain, and lo and behold, you've got candles burning. You've got a round table with a crystal ball in the center, and you've got this woman with very dark skin and a purple shawl around her head. She's dressed to the nines with multiple bracelets, multiple necklaces. She gives you a grin, and she's got a gold tooth. Now, of course, not all psychics are like this. This is sort of like, I guess, what the old fashioned thought of what a psychic is like or what a psychic looks like. So I let you decide for yourself what your opinion is of these types of psychics are. Some people might think that these type of psychics, you know, give people the wrong image, like give people, make a generalization. Oh, psychics, are they the ones with the crystal ball and everything? So I'll let you decide your opinion of this woman.
She'll probably think privately to herself, it's like, well, she's having fun, but also be on her guard.
Okay. She says, "Since you are a psychic yourself, I will be completely frank with you. Do not worry. I am of no threat. I do not wish to seek deep into your deepest, darkest secrets. But what I will do is try to assess, based on your experiences, if you are the right fit for a job like this. If that makes sense."
Okay, I can tell you I experience working in cafes before. I've worked in Lumios City. I don't know if you have one of those around here. Where I'm from, there was one, but sometimes places don't have these cities.
I'm less of a coffee person, more of a tea person. Though I know you do serve tea in
What's
those
your favorite?
establishments.
What's your favorite brand of tea?
"Jasmine," she says with a smile.
Ooh.
"At any rate," she says, "so it clearly seems that you are very qualified for this job. Let me ask you then, what about your burning, fiery friend? I believe a fennekin, is it not?"
Yes, Remy.
"Yes, him. I just wanted to know what role this creature will have with this position."
Ally. I guess I'll give him some food from the earnings I get. Maybe he can chill out in the cafe somewhere.
All right, so
Relax.
purely a creature that can help with some of the wasted food is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to make Remy do any work on my account.
Fair enough, fair enough. Tell me then, Madame Sinclair, she says, besides the obvious, money, for example, besides the obvious, I want you to tell me from deep, deep into your heart and your soul, what you hope to get out of this experience in this position.
A reminder of home. I used to work in a cafe with my father, and he's not really around anymore, so I hope to get some reminders of him.
My condolences. I can see that is a very troubled time for you, and I'm not going to dwell on it because it is not at all it is not relevant to this position. But I do see a very close member of your family who is still an important part of your family. A brother, I believe. Just curious as to how you are faring, taking care of him.
He's certainly a handful, but I try to do my best.
I think that by you getting this job, it is very commendable. Let me just put it that way. Very well. I do not have any more questions, but if you will humor me, you as a psychic, I thought it'd be appropriate to ask you to do a psychological exercise. I'm assuming that you're familiar with the 3-card tarot fortune.
Past, present, and future.
That is correct. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we are going to do sort of the reverse. I have here this special deck of cards, and out of character, she hands you a deck, and this is not a deck of tarot cards. In fact, this is instead a deck of cards where each card represents a single type, a single Pokemon type. I believe one of the 18 Pokemon types. And she says, I want you to go through this deck and pull out one card to represent your past, one to represent your present, and one to represent your future, and interpret it for me.
Okay. She'll look through the cards and she'll have a little trouble looking through them. So which order did you want me to do them again? Future, present, past?
Whatever order you desire. However you want to do this
Okay.
is up to you.
Okay, love freedom and choice. I like this. We'll go for the cards and get out one card. Psychic. This is my future. I thought it's suiting. Hopefully I'll be able to divine some meaning from what happens in my life and be able to bring about my vision. My present, the dark type. Currently, my present is shrouded in darkness and uncertainty. Hopefully I can change that. And pass the fire type. Destruction.
Excellent. Thank you for that exercise. I know that was not easy. And with that, she collects back the cards and she says, the good news is your time with me is complete. The only last thing that you need to do, and she takes another stamp, and she stamps your papers, and she hands it back to you. The last step of this process is for you to walk next door. They will have a camera set up for you. This is a video that will be sent directly to your prospective employers. Speak into the camera and provide your pitch as to why they should select you for this opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, dear. Maybe our paths will cross again.
Maybe they will. She'll nod and
Okay. So you will go off into the next room where a gentleman will set up the camera for you, and if you would please look into the camera and give your pitch as to why everyone who's watching should select you for this opportunity.
Okay. Well, I wanted to say I'm Noel Sinclair, and I say that you should select me for this opportunity because I have many talents. I can psychically bring many things to your door, and I would be a valuable ally. But I won't be seduced by offers of cults. I hope that you will see me useful, and good day.